Hello students, in today's class we shall discuss about the physical properties of alkali metals. So here metallic character, it is the tendency to lose electron due to the low ionization enthalpy. Alkali metals have high metallic character. Down the group metallic character increases due to decrease in ionization enthalpy, and we have the relationship that metallic bond is directly proportional to the number of valence electron and inversely proportional to size. So you will see that if we consider various metal atoms with valence electron, that is we have taken the metal sample having various metal atoms here. Now after losing electron, what we will get? We will get this electron pool, and we are after removing this electron we are getting the atom with positive charge, and that is called kernel. So what is kernel? Kernel is the part of atom other than the valence electron. So here smaller the size of kernel, greater will be the attraction. So you will see that the small the size of the kernel, more will be the attraction. So if the kernel has bigger size, then it will have the least attraction. So for the metallic bond, the size of the kernel should be minimum or smallest size of kernel for the effective attractions, and then and only then metallic bond will be stronger. Now we have the question that compare the metallic bond strength in sodium and potassium. As we know that metallic bond is inversely proportional to size and directly proportional to the number of electron. Here in sodium valence electron is 281 and in potassium valence electron is 2881. So in both the cases you will see that there is one valence electron. So number of valence electron is same. So we will look over the size. Then we know that metallic bond is inversely proportional to size. So potassium has bigger size because it has total electrons 19, 2881. Here valence electron is 1. Here valence electron in case of sodium is 1. So here sodium has stronger metallic bond in comparison to potassium, or one can say potassium bond is weaker in comparison to sodium. Another question we have that compare the metallic bond strength in sodium and magnesium. As you know, in sodium we have the one valence electron, and in magnesium we have the 2 valence electron. So number of valence electron in magnesium is high and small size. That's why magnesium bond will be stronger. So you will say that metallic bond in case of magnesium is stronger. Next property is solubility in ammonia. Alkali metals dissolve in liquid ammonia, giving deep blue solution which are conducting in nature. So what will happen if we add any alkali or alkaline metal elements in liquid ammonia? It will dissociate into its ion. So sodium will dissociate into its ion, Na++, E- means it will lose electron. So further what will happen, this Na+ ion, these ions are surrounded by the ammonia X moles of ammonia, they are going to surround this Na+ ion. So they are going to form ammoniated cation, or we can call it ammoniated metal ion because sodium is metal here. So this process is called solvation. Now here this electron is also going to be surrounded by this ammonia. So Y moles of ammonia, they are going to surround these electrons. So this electron is called ammoniated electron. Now on adding these three equations, what we are getting? We are getting Na plus X plus Y, because this we are adding this ammonia is common. So this X plus Y, the ammonia gives Na3X plus E NS3Y. This is what? This is ammoniated cation or ammoniated metal ion, and this is ammoniated electron. So the blue color of the solution is due to this ammoniated electron, which absorb energy in the visible region of light and thus impart blue color to the solution. The blue colored solutions are paramagnetic. Solution is conducting due to the formation of ammoniated cation and ammoniated anion. The solution is conducting because of the formation of ions, positive and negative. So solution is conducting because of the cations and ammoniated electrons. Now what happens if we increase the concentration of the solution? Then the ammoniated electron with opposite spin group together, leading to the formation of electron cluster. You can see this is ammoniated electron combined with another electron, ammoniated electron. Both will have the opposite spin. You can see this has upward spin, this has downward spin. So both are going to coupled, right? They are going to form the electron cluster. That's why the solution will acquire bronze color and it will become diamagnetic. So on keeping the solution for some times, the solution slowly liberate hydrogen, resulting in the formation of amide. So here Na plus Am, here Am stands for the solution in ammonia. It combines with the electron and ammonia, liquid ammonia, to form the amide, metal amide, along with the release of hydrogen gas. Now if we look over the flame color, all alkali metal and their salts impart characteristics color, and the process of coloring on heating due to the excitation and de-excitation of electron and emits light. On heating alkali metal or their salts in flame, the electron are excited to higher energy by the absorption of energy, and we know that excited state is unstable. So electron returns to the ground state by emitting extra energy in the form of radiations, and these radiations are correspond to the visible light, so color will be imparted. So here we will see that lithium will have crimson red color at this wavelength is given in nanometer 670.8. Likewise sodium will impart yellow color to the flame, potassium pale violet, rubidium violet. These are the corresponding wavelength in nanometer for the different elements, and cesium is bluish in color, means it will give bluish color to the flame at 555.5 wavelength in nanometer. Now if we compare the flame test or flame coloration of alkali and alkaline earth metals. So here in alkaline earth metal, the elements, first two elements, beryllium and magnesium, they are colorless because they have very high ionization enthalpy. In ordinary flame, energy is not enough to excite their electrons, so they will remain colorless in the flame test, which is going to take place in the Bunsen burner, ordinary flame. So in ordinary flame, beryllium and magnesium, these are colorless. They will not show any flame color. So if you look over the oxidation state of alkali and alkaline earth metal, you will see that the oxidation state of alkali metal is +1 and alkaline earth metal is +2. +1 only and +2 due to the high ionization enthalpy. The alkali metal exhibit +1 oxidation state and are strongly electropositive. This is because their first ionization potential is low, so they easily lose one electron. The removal of second electron from the noble gas core is very difficult. So alkali metal, their oxidation state is +1, and alkaline earth metal, their oxidation state is +2. Now if you see the Fajans rule, now according to the Fajans rule, for covalent character and ionic character, Fajans rule is for covalent character and ionic character. Smaller the size of cation and bigger the size of anion, higher will be the covalent character. You can see small the size of cation and larger the size of anion, higher will be the covalent character. Ionic character is directly proportional to melting point and directly proportional to solubility. Means we can correlate it with the NaCl. NaCl will have ionic character, means high melting point and high solubility. Size of cation is inversely proportional to covalent character. Size of anion is directly proportional to covalent character, and covalent character is inversely proportional to ionic character. Means higher is the covalent character, lesser will be the ionic character. So smaller the size of cation, greater is its polarizing power, or you can say larger will be the covalent character. Larger the anion, greater will be the polarizability, means larger covalent character. Now if you look over the charge, greater the charge on cation, greater is its polarizing power, means larger covalent character. Now greater the charge on the anion, means both cation and anion, if they have higher charge, then they will have the higher value of covalent character. Means greater the charge on the anion, more easily it gets polarized. So we have the examples NaCl, MgCl2 and AlCl3. So depending upon these concepts, we can say that AlCl3 is highly covalent in nature. Likewise, if we compare NaCl and sodium sulfate and sodium phosphide, so one can get that sodium chloride has the least covalent character, means higher ionic character. Now we have the question, which of the following has maximum ionic character? NaCl, KCl, MgCl2 and KBr. So on the basis of the Fajans rule, one can find that ionic character, maximum ionic character in this case is for KCl, or you can say KCl will have the least covalent character, or you can say ionic character in case of KCl is high. So thank you so much for watching it. Have a great day.